Hello. Welcome to Verbling. Hello, I am Teacher Oakley, and it's time to take up arms once again and continue our battle fighting the accursed TOEFL reading exam. All right, we're having a little series here on Verbling this week in which we're learning about the TOEFL reading exam. Today, we are going to continue practicing as a class. We'll take turns question by question. We're going to finish up our reading passage from yesterday because I think it's very important we get to that summary question, a very difficult question which takes a very specific strategy. Really want to focus on that today. I'm sure we're going to get to the next reading passage. We'll practice skimming it quickly and get to the questions. Practice, practice, practice. There's nothing like practice when it comes to a reading exam, whatever, TOEFL, IELTS, CAE, I don't care. It just takes a lot of practice and time invested if you want to do well. Well, okay, that being said, time to get down to it. Welcome back, Giovanni. Hey.
Good morning or good afternoon for you. Nice to meet you.
Morning.
Nice to see you.
Good to see you again as well. Okay, Giovanni, we're going to just continue with the reading drill, the reading practice, which we were doing yesterday because we didn't quite finish all the questions. There's a couple more, couple of question types I want to introduce you to that we haven't looked at yet.
Okay, I have just a problem that I'm connected with another computer. I don't have the document of yesterday. So
okay.
Could you send me the link or something to download it?
Yesterday's document? No, I can give you today's document for the next reading drill.
Okay, perfect. Sorry, I understood that we need to continue the yesterday's document.
We are, but that class description is gone and never more. So
okay.
I can't. But I'm going to screen share it with you anyway, and hopefully you'll kind of remember. Oopsie, what happened there? Okay. Okay. All right. Let's get started. All right. Okay. By the way, any other viewers out there? Plenty of room in this class, so you can join the class anytime. That's fine. Okay. Let's go. Here's the screen share. All right. Yesterday, we were looking at this reading passage, First Environmentalist, Rachel Carson. I know you don't have it, Giovanni, but let's, hopefully we can remember some of the things about it anyway. I have it here so I can help us out. Yesterday, there's just two more questions I wanted to look at. We had finished up to question 10, so I want to move on to question 11. Giovanni, if you'd do me the kindness of reading the actual question here.
Oh. So which of the following is not mentioned in the passage as evidence of Carson's influence on the regulation of pesticides?
Pesticides.
Pesticides. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. These suffixes are usually like suicide, pesticide.
Oh.
They're usually side. Okay, but anyway, okay, here is a question type we have not tackled yet, Giovanni, my friend, and these are the not questions. Okay, here's the deal. So instead of trying to find the one answer that is true, we are trying to find the one answer that is not true. So days ago when I was outlining strategy, if in your practice sessions you find yourself really fighting with the clock and having a difficult time, I have mentioned you may want to use the 2-pass method, where you do the easy questions first. It's very easy in the TOEFL test to click a button and see which questions you haven't answered yet, and you can go back and do them. This type of question is not particularly difficult. What it is time consuming, because instead of looking for one thing, you're looking for 3 things, and you've got to find 3 things in order to eliminate them. All right, very much process of elimination here. Okay. Thankfully, here, I don't know how much you remember, but I'll help us out since you don't have a copy of the reading passage. Because we had, to begin with, skimmed the reading passage. As a matter of fact, I remember when we did this yesterday in class, we skimmed the reading passage and we actually thought of keyword or a couple keywords to describe that passage. Luckily, one of our passage was about regulations. Actually, that's the keyword we picked. So, of course, if we had been doing this consistently, we would remember which, and I remember anyway, which paragraph that was. Okay, so now we can go directly to that section, but we have to look for each thing, unfortunately. So, okay, we have to pick a keyword. All right, so answer A. Here, we're not going to look at the reading passages and see what we come up with, see if we can find an answer that matches. That doesn't make sense, that strategy for this type of question. We got to look for each thing. So, keyword for A would be
Congress, before Congress.
Yep, definitely Congress. Keywords to scan for or search for. Always numbers are easy, italics, anything that's different. Weird, strangely long words are easy, capital letters. All right, so that being said, back to our passage. Okay, which one was the one that talked about regulations? Here it is. All right. In the first sentence, it mentioned regulations. So there we go. Do we have, can you find Congress? Can you find it? I found it. Did you find it?
Yeah, committee under before Congress.
Okay, and there's committee, which is also coming up in the questions. That's right. All right. She also testified before Congress. It's in there. Not particularly difficult to identify. Actually quite easy. The problem with this question is it's not hard at all. It's actually very easy. It's just time consuming. So that is mentioned. Check that one off. What's our, in order to not confuse yourself and stay organized and focused, Presidential Committee. All right, we just found that. You just saw that already. Okay, his committee solicited her advice. Okay, so she obviously talked to the committee. All right, there's 2 down that appear. What's next?
Okay.
See,
okay. So
cited.
Cited by regulators. Okay.
All right. Okay. What are we going to look for? Regulators or the verb cited? Well,
I think I don't know, both.
Both. Okay. Okay. Both is okay. I just want to say that it is okay to kind of scan for 2 things. 1 is better. 3 is impossible. I guess if you're really, really smart, you could pull it off, but I'm not that smart.
No, me too.
Yeah, okay. All right. Okay. Now, do we see regulators here in this paragraph? No, we don't. But if we also remember, our last paragraph was her legacy, or what she left. So the possible answer is that her work is cited today. So that would actually fit the next paragraph. Here we might have a case where our answer is located in a different paragraph. But again, because we skimmed this yesterday and our keyword for the last paragraph was legacy, well, still cited today. That's quite obviously related.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, look here.
Ah.
Frequently
Perfect.
cited. Frequently cited in environmental policy by analysts and regulators. There it is.
Perfect.
Okay. It's in there. Okay. Now, here I have to make yet another point. Of course, if I've clearly found all A, B, C.
So
all right.
Answer.
So it's D. Why waste time for looking for something that you're 99% sure is not there? That would be a little bit crazy. So instead of trying to confirm it's not there, which would entail looking at the entire reading passage, forget it. You're done. That's it. So this type of question, the answers are generally quite easy to find. It just takes time because you have to look for each one. So this is the case of a really easy question, but time consuming. So if you're really not doing well on time, you might want to save it till later and come back to it. If you're way ahead of your time, this is why you should keep track of your time. There's a little running clock the entire time you're taking the exam, so you can see where you are. If you're at more or less ahead of schedule, so to speak, go ahead and do it because it's going to be fairly easy. All right, here we go. Here's the one that everybody hates. Generally speaking, I'm going to give you a couple tips.
Okay, perfect.
To help you out with this. Yeah.
But the question that I don't like is the one in which you need to put the phrase in the contest. You can put a phrase in 3 points, and you need to select
4 points. Right, the sentence insertion questions. Yeah, those are also difficult. Okay, but let's take a look at this one first. Let's make sure we get to one of those before we're done, Giovanni. Hello, Ken. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello, Ken. Welcome. Let's put Ken right to work. Ken.
Okay.
We're not going to slow down. So, Ken, can you go ahead and read the directions for this question type, please?
Okay. Direction: an introductory sentence for a brief summary of the passage is provided below. Complete the summary by selecting the 3 answer choices that express the most important ideas in the passage. Some sentences do not belong in the summary because they express ideas that are not presented in the passage or are minor ideas in the passage. This question is worth 2 points.
All right, this is the one type of question that is worth 2 points. Every other question you get in this exam is 1 point. Okay, now point number 1 to remember. Okay, all right, so it asks you to select the 3 answer choices that express the most important ideas in the passage. No, I'm telling you right now, no, you do not want to do that because your concept, semantically or otherwise, may be different from their concept. No, you don't want to look at the entire passage. Plus, it's a waste of time. Instead, what you're going to do is look at this introductory sentence. Okay? You're going to look at this, and your choices down here below, these answer choices, okay, they need to match perfectly the very basic ideas of this sentence. Never mind they tell you they're referring to the whole article. Forget about that. I think that's a trick. What you really want to do is closely match your answer choices. They must have the same aspects as this sentence here, which they give you. What are you focusing on? You're focusing on largely the verbs. Often there's a couple. Okay, she was. What was she? All right, the verb and the object. Pioneering environmentalist. Okay, one of the first who helped draw public attention. Okay. So this is important. Look at your verb and your object noun. So all of my answer choices have to match the idea that she gained a lot of public attention, she drew attention, she informed the public. Before I even start looking at answer choices, I'm thinking of other ways to say this main verb. What did she do? That's the important part. Okay, she got people interested. I'm thinking of these different ways to say that. Interested in what? Obviously, the effects of human activity on wildlife. Okay, human interaction with nature. All right. Before I even look at the answer choices, I rephrase it to myself, maybe in 2 or 3 different ways, so I thoroughly understand this concept. This is the only thing that actually matters. I don't even have to look at the text again, actually. All I want is 3 points that bolster or support this one sentence. That is the secret to doing well on this question type. That's it. Okay, well, let's try it out. Okay, Giovanni, let's take the first one here.
Carson at first considered majoring in English and becoming a non-scientific writer.
Okay. Does that match this concept? She was an environmentalist who drew attention.
But no, but why is not? We in the passage we know that at the beginning you start by studying English and writing poems. I don't know what, and then become interested in environment.
Well, certainly this information is absolutely true. But again, see what you're doing? Here's the mistake everyone makes. But I remember the reading passage says, forget about the reading passage. It will only...
Okay. Okay, so no, I don't like this one.
The only thing that matters, and that is the distraction. That is the entire trick for this question type. They want you to think about the entire reading passage. You're thinking summary, reading passage. Well, was the information there? Forget about it. Ignore it.
I forgot it.
The only thing that matters is this one sentence.
No.
Really.
No.
So no, that's not even related to this sentence. That's an easy no. Scratch that one out. Okay, let's look at this one. Ken, can you read this one?
Okay, Carson's 3 books about ocean ecology increasingly focused on the dangers humans pose to marine life.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, how does that match?
I think it's matched.
She's an environmentalist. She made it very public about human activity, wildlife. Okay. Well, books, that's public information. Humans to marine life, human activity on wildlife. That's a pretty damn close match. That looks good, right? Okay. All right, let's take a look at another. One down, one up. Giovanni, how about the next one?
The government considered Carson a valued expert and invited her input on ecological policy. This match.
Okay. All right. It more or less does. Okay. The government, of course, is supposedly or hopefully representation of the public, or it's supposed to be. Okay. All right. So if we're saying, okay, the public representatives noticed her, considered her an expert, and invited her input. Okay, that's bringing attention to ecological policy. That looks pretty darn good to me. Right. Sometimes we have to, okay, it's not the public, but it's the government. The government, again, my logic, thinking about it, supposedly represents the public. Okay, looks good. All right, let's take a look at another one. Ken, take a look at this one.
Many scientists doubted Carson's conclusions, causing her to write more books to support them.
What? Okay. What do you think? Does that match this statement?
Maybe the reason why she turned to became like this.
Okay, maybe the reason why, but do we care about the reason why?
So
it was the first
not
one.
so irrelevant. Yeah.
Yeah, not okay. We don't care about the reason why. All we care about is the fact that, very simply, she's an environmentalist who made public human activity effect on nature. That's it. So again, we simplify this. Okay, scientists doubted that what she said. It doesn't really match the idea. Right, you're making an inference there. Don't infer anything. Just it's got to match without inferring something, without saying, well, probably because. If in your justification for the answer, actually, very good point. When you're doing this exercise, if you actually have to use the word because in your explanation to yourself, then it's the wrong answer. Pretty simple. There's a test for you. Okay. If you have to justify it with because due to the fact that, then you probably are going way too far. All right. Let's look at the next one here. Giovanni.
The book Silent Spring has had both immediate and long-term influence on environmentalists. But for me,
yes. What do you think?
Could be yes. Can I see again the question? Sorry, no question, but
yes.
Attention to effect of human activity on welfare. So it's a book, and why not? Yes.
Attention. Okay, and he's talking human influence on environmentalism. We got attention. All the keywords are there. Yeah, it looks good. And thank you for asking me to look at this again. When I am doing this exercise, I'll tell you guys, I look at the answer choice, I look at this. I look at the answer choice, I look at this again. I look at this over and over and over again as I'm doing this. This is the only thing that matters. So you're asking me to look at this again? Extremely appropriate. Okay, let's look at the last one, Ken, we've got 3 answers that we like. Let's just take a look. Just don't always make sure you look at the other answer, just in case. Maybe there's a better one. Actually, that frequently happens. You will have one answer that's, well, maybe. Yeah, and so don't look at all 6 answers. Okay, last one, Ken.
Carson did much of her research by talking to people with every experiences using pesticide. The kind of this is explaining the way of her research.
Yeah, and
so it's not a perfect match to this.
No, this says nothing about her research. There's no mention of her research here. Again, often, okay, so look at the keywords. Are the keywords matching up? You know. Okay, influence on environmentalism, human activity on wildlife. They're very similar. Nothing about research, not even close. Bingity, bangity, boom, just like that, guys. That's it. You guys, that's it. Those are the correct 3 answers. All right? 1, 2, 3. That's it. Sometimes other incorrect responses, just as the directions say, there's usually one that is there's one that is not presented at all. There's usually one really stupid answer you can eliminate. I don't know why they do that. And then there's a couple, there's going to be probably one that's very difficult to eliminate because it's either minor ideas or maybe it is one of the ideas that kind of supports the sentence, but what they do, maybe it is half. So this is one of their tricks. They'll have one that says, she pointed out the effects of human activity on wildlife. This will be a fake answer. But it doesn't include the other idea that she drew public attention to that. All right? That's the tricky kind of false or trap answer. Make sure that your answers match all of the key points in this statement. If it only matches one key point, it's probably wrong. All right, so that's the trickiest kind of trap answer. Okay, very good job, gentlemen. Let's take a look at national flags.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, whoop-de-doo. All right, let's see how fast we can, and look, we've got one of your sentence placement things here, looks like, Giovanni. Hooray. Okay, let's see if we can get to it. I'm gonna go ahead and quickly read the first paragraph, which we should always be reading, and then I'm gonna let you guys, as fast as you can, I'm gonna see how fast you guys can do this. Give me 1 or 2 words to summarize the next paragraphs. We're doing a little skimming exercise. Okay. National flags. All right, it's going to be about flags. The flag, the most common symbol of national identity in the modern world, is also one of the most ancient. The traditional flag of fabric is still used to mark buildings, ships, and diplomatic caravans by national affiliation, but its visual design makes it adaptable for other roles as well. Most flags have a compact, rectangular shape and a distinct visual symbolism. Their strong colors and geometric patterns are usually instantly recognizable, even if miniaturized to less than a square centimeter. Images of flags can thus serve as identifiable icons on airliners, television broadcasts, and computer displays. Well, okay, the flag. What is it? Okay, not what function it serves, but the concrete definition. Okay, that's what I would. My concrete definition of a flag would be my summary of the first one. Obviously, our topic is flags. Okay, Giovanni, how fast can you come up with an idea here? Again, you don't want to read the first paragraph and then skim down.
Okay, so despite simplicity, the national flag, as we know today, is in no way a primitive artifact. Okay, so millennia, 2 major ancestors, early human societies. I don't know. People need the cooperation, power of the will, which could bring warm one direction and cold from another. I don't know. So the idea is that is something is a primitive artifact. This is the because early human in some way need to find a way to be grabbed. I say to find something. No. represent the society, their environment.
Okay. I think you got the idea. Maybe to make it even simpler, primitive development. Okay, always in reference to flags. All right. So yeah, that's basically what you said. All right. Primitive development of flags, maybe. All right, we're just trying to more or less map where this information is and how the author lays it out. Ken, okay. I also bring up the wind. Okay, here's more about the wind. Ken, what do you think?
The scan, this part?
Yeah, yeah. I just want you to summarize what this paragraph is about.
Without reading?
Well, by skimming. You can read.
Okay.
Generally, you want to read the first sentence because that introduces it. This is a long sentence, of course, but it's half the paragraph.
Okay. Maybe this part explains how a flag became to be used. For example, wind and
yeah,
and the ancient tribes maybe the battle carrying the battle of the flag or how to use the flag in the past.
Right. Keeping it simple. Wind's influence on development of the flag. Okay. Wind's influence. All right. Again, always you want to be making things as simple as you can. You can't oversimplify. That's not a mistake to oversimplify things. It really isn't. It will help you out. It will speed you up. If you try to remember all these details about each paragraph, you're never going to. First of all, and you're not going to remember where you read that. But okay, wind. Really? All right. Want to make it really easy? Wind. That's that. That's what that paragraph's about. Okay. Giovanni, how about the next one?
Okay. These fluters may seem like loose skin of our present-day flags, but they pass through history from one to another, wanders through thousands of years and over several continents. The first national was a mark. The king established what flag carried in. The practice may be by Egyptian porters in China. Okay, this is a history, brief history of first flag. So
beautiful. That's it.
History.
You're done. History. That's it. That is it. It's obviously introducing and talking about some history. You might want to remember years and places, but sure, history. Okay. Next. Ken?
Okay. This part contrasts the usage of flag in China and Europe.
Well, no.
No.
I wouldn't even need to. Frankly, I wouldn't even need to skim the rest. Reading the first sentence, Chinese-derived flag met up with the modern flag's second ancestor, heraldic crest. And then it emblems, medieval period, a system of crests, insignias mounted on services, shields. It's all about crests, heraldic crest. That's it. It introduces heraldic crest. It's really not important. That's just a detail that they're not really comparing Europe and China here at all. When it talks about on the shields, on the... Not at all. And frequently, I got to tell you as well, frequently they will give a lot of information, blah, blah, blah. I mean, this is classic English. Blah, 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 old idea, Chinese flags, blah, 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 new information, end of sentence, heraldic crest. Boom. there it is. You almost don't even have to skim anymore. When you see that, you know that's what it's about. I mean, this is classic sentence structure in English. You give old information first, and you finish with the new information, which is important. It won't happen that way every single time, but it will happen that way a lot. 2/3, 3/4, 80%. 80% of the time, maybe. Giovanni, how about the next one?
Here I am. So, I'm sorry, but my screen is completely blurred. It's not on focus. I think the connection. I'm open the.
Okay.
The file.
All right, we'll pass you. I'll do this one.
The production of these crests on flags permitted them to be used as heralds, meaning that they functioned as visual announcement that a member of an important household was present. Okay, this is the first line. So while crests began to appear on floats sheet, families were increasing. There were even greater number of combination of strips, crows, flowers, and mythical animals to distinguish them. This survives basic components of flag design when a regional kingdom. Okay, so the idea is about the fact that visual announcement, I think.
Yeah, announcements or heralds.
Herald.
By now, you should have an extremely clear idea of what the author's doing. All right, he introduces, okay, this is what a flag is physically. Then primitive concepts of flag, the wind, how that influenced the flag. He's going in it. He's telling you a chronological order story. Okay. Then he talks more about history, and he continues with the history, crests, heralds. Okay, Ken, next.
Okay, some nations like I think it's about color.
Colors and emblems,
Colors.
maybe. Okay. I think maybe it's about colors. I think different flags for different uses.
Mm-hmm.
Notice how many times we have at the end of the clause really the most important keyword. This is just English. This is what you do in English. You introduce new information at the end of a sentence. Okay, so all right. Basically, he goes through a chronological order. That is helpful. That will help me find information at the developments of flags in time order, and then now the many uses. And we're done. Okay, question time. Okay, Giovanni.
Okay. Paragraph 1 of the passage describes the design of the typical flag as, okay, unfamiliar to people from other countries, likely to change as technology improves, too many players, older and the country represent. So, I don't know, but probably the C is not correct because it's treated to many different uses. It's so generic answer.
Okay. Maybe. Well, I don't know. Okay. Well, anyway, looking at one, actually, if you remember, paragraph 1 describes it's the opposite. This is a trick answer where they give you the opposite. If you remember, it actually says up to the size of 1 centimeter, everyone can recognize it. So that's exactly the opposite. Now, I remember that specific phrase, that example. I just happen to remember because I read it. So I don't really need to go back to the first paragraph to check that. That's very specific. There's no way I messed that up. So I know A is unquestionably a stupid answer because it's the opposite. I may have to check these other ones, however. Is there anything about technology? All right, it's obviously, well, it tells you paragraph 1. Is there anything here about technology at all?
But
The last.
not really. But the last part is talking about airplane, television. So there is computer. So
Yeah.
there is a technology.
Well, images of flags can be used on technology.
Yeah.
Is what it's saying. Well, okay. Does that mean flag design changes as technology improves?
But no,
No.
the best doesn't say that change the flag. That the flag is used in combination with technology.
It's used, it's not changed. Notice how frequently, okay, changed, you're right, you said is used. And in the answer, it changes. So often the information is same, lots of the same words, but the verb is different. The action is different. This is very important to recognize, and make sure you're checking out the verb. So yeah, you're exactly right. Okay, Ken. Suited to many different uses. The design is used for many different things. Giovanni didn't like this one. What do you think of this one? It is very general. Oh.
Yes. Kind of from the national flag to computer.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right.
Well, I hear about D also because all the country represent some flag
Okay.
like that.
Well, here's another point, another tip for TOEFL test taking. Giovanni's absolutely correct. This is a very general statement. This would be very hard to search for. How am I going to search for this? Am I going to look for suited? The other words, many different uses?
By excluding the others.
Exactly. That's it. If you find an answer that would be very difficult to scan for a keyword, skip it. Exactly, Giovanni. Precisely. Ignore it. There's nothing in the rule book that says you have to go A, B, C, D. Nobody says you have to do it that way. So if there's exactly the point I wanted to make. All right, this one may be easier to look for. Older than the country, maybe we could look for older. I don't know. Is there anything there? I don't remember that.
Traditional
Okay.
flag or public still used are still used.
Yeah. Say the flag is older than the country it represents.
Not clear.
Not clear at all. There's something about the symbol in the modern world is ancient. The flag as a symbol is ancient, but totally not clear at all. Okay. Now, does it have multiple uses? Makes it adaptable for other roles as well. Look at that. Okay. Used to mark buildings, ships, diplomatic caravans. Later, it talks about airlines, television broadcasts, blah, blah, blah. So there you go. It does it gives at least 6 examples of different uses of the flag. So don't be afraid of answers that are too general, especially when the question is a summary question. In fact, you're summarizing paragraph 1. If you're summarizing, it should be general. If it's too specific, it's probably wrong. So Giovanni, your thinking was just a little bit backwards. The answer is C. Okay. You know what? Let's see if we can do these really fast because I want to. Where's the? I want to get. Maybe we can come back. Where's the? Where is it? Where's the gall darn? I'm looking for a certain question type. I'm not finding it. It's not even here. Oh, there it is. Okay, for Giovanni, we can come back to the other ones or not. They're all question types we've looked at before. Okay, Giovanni, for you, I'm jumping forward. Look at the, yeah. We may live to regret this, Giovanni, but okay. Let's try it. All right. Okay.
Look at the four squares, put the passage there.
Okay. All right. All right. We've got to insert. This is a sentence insertion question. Where would the sentence best fit? Okay. Okay, it's a computerized test, so you would simply click on the square to add the sentence to the passage. So there's no A, B, C, D, but you need to recognize you need to click on it. Okay. All right. How are we going to go about doing this?
Okay. Could you please summarize if there are some rules to follow or something similar?
Yeah, I can try. All right. Okay, this is another time-consuming question type, because in order to be sure, I'm going to have to take the sentence and actually read it to myself in each square to see if it makes sense. Sometimes it seems to make sense in one, but then I try another square and, oh, it's even better here. That happens frequently with this type of question. So here's another one that's time-consuming, similar to the which answer is not in the passage. You have to look at everything. Okay, we do have a couple clues that may help us. Look for starters, look for any time or reason transitionals. All right, signal words, signal phrases. Therefore, oh, okay. So I must have some information that's going to match. Therefore, strong winds could easily tear roofs from houses or cause high waves that imperil travelers. There's got to be information before that mentions something about strong winds. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot here regarding, in this sentence, I don't have any pronouns or any kind of representational words like the one or it. You know, I don't have any pronouns here. Maybe I have pronouns in the other sentences. Okay. Therefore, strong winds could tear roofs from houses and cause waves. Strong winds could tear roofs and cause waves. All right, let's take a look. Our biggest clue is therefore. Okay. All right, so you start obviously ahead of the first square. Okay, Giovanni, can you read this part?
Okay, historians believe it had two major ancestors, of which the earlier served to indicate wind direction.
Okay. Therefore, wind could do damage?
No.
That doesn't make sense.
No.
That's crazy. All right, Ken, try the next one.
Early human. Sorry. It was for.
Oh, okay. And early human societies used very fragile shelters and boats.
Therefore, wind could do damage.
No. It has not mentioned the roof yet.
Well, it mentions shelters, and it mentions boats.
But not roof.
Well, the most essential part of any shelter is the roof. That's why we build a shelter, to keep the rain out. Okay, wait a minute. Therefore, strong winds could easily tear roofs from houses or cause high waves that imperil travelers.
What is imperil?
Peril. Do you know peril without im, without the prefix?
I know, but I forgot the meaning.
Yeah. Okay. Peril means danger.
Okay.
His life was in peril. His life was in danger. So make dangerous, create danger is imperil.
Yeah, I think it matches.
I think it does too.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. Let's notice the other thing I did. I did it without saying what I was doing, but I super simplified the sentence. I definitely want to keep the transitional, but I also, again, really simplify. What the heck did I do with it? Oh, stupid. Okay. Therefore, strong winds could do damage. Instead of all this specific information, that's the main point. Does that make sense? Okay. When I check it out, 2 houses and high waves, that definitely related to boats. So just to get the idea, okay, if I read the next one, Giovanni, I need to check them all.
Okay. Even after, but from even?
No, I'm sorry. Silly me.
Oh, sorry. Their food sources were similarly vulnerable to destruction. Therefore, blah blah blah. No, I don't think here because food, so it's not related to the house or
roofs or waves, right? It has nothing to. I don't grow food in the waves. That's ridiculous. For some reason, now usually these black squares, I've never seen this before, to tell you the truth. One in a totally different position. The association of these prototypes of the flag with divine power was therefore a natural one. Therefore, wind could do damage. That makes no sense at all. Okay, well, all right. So there it is. What you're looking for are before and after references. So therefore means there's got to be something before it. All right. So the second square, click, and we're correct. That's it. So what you're looking for is references before and after. The references are going to be either those transitionals, things like after that, later the flower could be dried in the sun. Okay, later, after what? So you're looking at time indicators, adverbs that indicate time, before, after, during, whatever. And or you're looking for pronouns that reference things, because you can't use a pronoun until you... Johnny is an idiot. He is so stupid. I can't say he is so stupid, Johnny is an idiot. I have to say Johnny first, and then the pronoun after. Right? So basically, those are the 2 things that you'd be looking for in that question type. If that helps you at all, Giovanni.
Yes, really good.
But you really have no choice but to try it, because it frequently happens in the practice tests I've done. It happens a lot where you put it in one and, oh yeah, it kind of works there, it's pretty good. But then you look further and you'll find another place where, oh, actually, this is better. They do that a lot. Be wary of that. Be aware. Okay, let's go back. A couple more vocabulary questions. Ken, do you know this one?
Okay, the word miniaturize the process is meaning to, I think, made smaller in usual sense.
Okay. In the usual sense, and that seems the logical answer. Okay, again, we have a good idea. Let's just quickly double check. All right. Colors and patterns, easily recognizable, instantly recognizable. Even if made smaller, 2 less than a square centimeter. Well, okay, then gives a size. Yeah, that totally logical. Boom. Okay, obviously, again, with vocabulary questions, if you got an idea what it means, you can do them very quickly. You should double check. However, even I have been fooled, actually, doing practice tests. because they used a different meaning of the word. I knew what the word meant, but they were using it in a totally different way, maybe even a metaphorical or abstract way. And I didn't realize it. And I just said, oh, obviously that's the answer. I was wrong. You have to double check, just in case they're pulling a fast one on you, because they do. That's what they do. Okay, Giovanni, let's try this one.
Okay, the word primitive in the passage is closest in meaning to ancient, unsophisticated, identifiable, replaceable. So I can say for sure not replaceable and identifiable.
I agree with you.
Primitive could be something ancient, but could be something unsophisticated because it was ancient. So could
correct.
Be both.
You're 100% correct. It very easily could be either one. You're absolutely correct. All right, so let's take a look.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Despite simplicity, the national flag, as we know, it today is no way a primitive artifact. Despite simplicity, we know it today is no way a primitive. As we know it today is no way a primitive artifact. So unsophisticated.
Right, and then even if we're still not sure, it is rather the product of millennia of development. So something unsophisticated is undeveloped.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's right. Again, here, this one, my first guess would be ancient. If I was just going to guess, if I'm panicking about the time, but you're absolutely right. The correct answer here is actually unsophisticated. Here's another type of question which we actually have not covered yet. So let's see if we can do this real quick before the class ends. They. Now, we have no way of guessing what it means because it's just they. The word they refers to what? Okay, where is they? They. Obviously, you have to read before the question, as I mentioned before. Okay, Ken, what do you think here?
People.
Who is they?
Two people.
People. All right. Just people. Okay, people is referencing again. Could be people of early human societies as well. But okay, either or. Oh, okay. We have the answer. People. Yeah. Well, they would have to be people. Okay, that's fairly simple. Just simple pronoun identification. All right, we've got like a minute left. Giovanni, see if you can you only have a minute left in the test.
Okay, the early ancestor the flag because the flag was because they were flown as high in the sky. They were away from they moved from the wind. Okay, I need to search the word ancestor of the divine power in the text, and then I need to check close to divine power.
Okay. Divine power. But if you have no time, because there's only 10 seconds left in the test, what would you pick? Just using simple logic with 10 seconds left.
The move with the wind.
And so would I. And you know what? You would be correct. Giovanni, it's wind. Short I. Wind. Yeah, wind is the vowel, is the verb. Yes, some of these are ridiculous. All right, you come down to seconds. You don't have time. The tribes that flew a flag always won battles. That's an extreme adjective, and that's retarded. We all know that can't possibly be true. That makes no sense at all. So we can easily eliminate D. It's just plain stupid. The fact that they were woven from grasses, that sounds ridiculous as well. So sometimes you can eliminate answers that are just ridiculous. Maybe A could be possible, but C, more general. All right. Yeah, there you go. So sometimes you're pressed for time. You have to do the hurry up, panic mode. You still got it right, even in panic mode. Okay, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Tomorrow, we'll do it one more time. So I hope you can join me. Okay. So long for now.
Thank you very much.
Bye bye. Thank you.